This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. No settlement of police wage negotiation before expiration of ultimatum. The Police Federation says it is yet to receive an offer from the Jamaican government with a day to go before the expiration of the ultimatum to settle its wage dispute. The Federation has threatened strong action if the matter is not addressed this month. Corporal Rohan James, chairman of the Federation, has told the news, however, that he has been invited to a meeting with the Finance Ministry on Friday, one day after the expiration of the ultimatum. He confirmed that his organization is willing to sit and to have discussions and to try reach an amicable solution. He noted that various interest groups, including members of the Jamaican diaspora, are providing moral support for the cause of the police, urging the government to resolve the issue once and for all. National Security Minister Dr. Harris Chang told the House of Representatives on Tuesday that he was optimistic that the Ministry of Finance will begin a process of significantly improving police compensation over time starting this year. Jamaica to introduce e-passports this year. The introduction of electronic passports in Jamaica is scheduled to get underway this year. This was disclosed on Tuesday by Andrew Winter, CEO of the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, during a meeting of Parliament's Public Accounts Committee. An electronic or e-passport is a traditional passport that has an embedded electronic microprocessor chip. The chip contains biometric information that is used to authenticate the identity of the passport holder. Mr. Winter said the introduction of e-passports will be part of technological improvements to boost border security. Opposition suggests a probe to ascertain true number of COVID-19 deaths. Opposition spokesman on health Dr. Maurice Guy wants a probe to be carried out in order to ascertain the true number of people who have died from COVID-19 in Jamaica. During yesterday's sitting of the House of Representatives, Dr. Guy noted that 2,609 deaths have been reported with another 350 under investigation. He also pointed out that in some cases, fatalities were being linked to COVID-19 a year after the person's death. As a consequence, Dr. Guy believes a very investigative assessment is needed as to the number of persons who have really died from COVID and to ascertain what are those excess deaths that might have occurred in the country and have not been captured as COVID deaths.
Basically, we are seeing now that there is the possibility, the probability, that there are many persons who have died and their deaths have not been diagnosed as COVID, but now we are seeing them coming. It's not cases that were under investigation previously, but we are seeing cases that are now being captured. So I want to know, Prime Minister, and probably you would have to have the technocrats look at this. Is it taking almost a year for a definitive diagnosis to be made on a particular death? We really need to have a very investigative assessment as to the number of persons, one, who have really died from COVID, have the regional health authorities and the respective hospitals give to the ministry and the ministry by extension to the country the actual number of persons who have died from COVID. And secondly, for us to find out what are those excess deaths that might have occurred in the country that have not been captured as COVID deaths.
Chung justifies increase in bank fees. Financial analyst Dennis Chung says the increase in local bank fees is justified. Chung has come to the defense of financial institutions, arguing that they have also been impacted by inflation. He believes that the negative response to the fees adjustments is unreasonable. I don't think that they are any different in terms of prices. The cost has gone up overall. The price that banks put out there is really their own pricing, and just like everything else is affected by inflation, I think that people are a little emotive about the bank fees, he said. Work permit breaches in 2014 and 2015 reported by Integrity Commission. A report by the Integrity Commission has uncovered rule breaches by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security in the granting of work permits to foreign construction workers. The breaches were detected during investigations into the grants of permits to workers at Moon Palace Jamaica Grand Hotel. The Integrity Commission says the breaches occurred in 2014 and 2015. The Integrity Commission says from August 2014 to February 2015, the ministry processed 155 work permit applications for Mexican nationals to be employed at the hotel. But it says the application forms submitted for the permits were incomplete and they were not accompanied by required documentation, such as the respective work experience details, proof of qualification, employer details, resumes, and police records. The Integrity Commission says the ministry claimed it was unable to provide certain work permit documentation for scrutiny because flooding in the first quarter of 2020 damaged the files which were stored at the work permit unit. The ministry said the damaged files may have included the work permit applications for the Moon Palace construction and the renovation project. The Commission's Director of Investigations notes, however, that the documentation was requested by the then Office of the Contractor General prior to the 2020 flooding. He has concluded that the process which led to the issuance of work permits to foreign nationals during the period was irregular and lacked transparency. The Director of Investigation also questioned the basis on which the Labor Ministry Derek Kelleher had satisfied himself regarding the legitimacy of the applications given the missing supporting documentation. He has recommended that the Permanent Secretary in the ministry undertake a review of internal administrative guidelines which govern the processing of work permit applications and move to ensure they are followed. He has also recommended proper storage of records. Man struck by power lines gets help. Jermaine Miller, a 31-year-old Portland man who was electrocuted while clearing vegetation from power lines, leaving him paralyzed from the waist down, is receiving much-needed help. Miller, who fell from a tree after being struck by high voltage from a Jamaica Public Service power line last year, was provided with a brand-new wheelchair by businesswoman Shanae Green on Sunday at his home in Tom's Hope in the Rio Grande Valley of East Portland. Mother of the physically challenged man, Esme Rampassard, was overjoyed and extended thanks to the businesswoman for her kindness and compassion. She also expressed gratitude for donations of food and money for her family, which she said had fallen on hard times following her son's accident. I prayed morning and evening for help and God answered my prayers, said Rampassard. My son cannot do anything for himself. Him just lie in bed with him eyes them open. And since suffering damage to his brain, him a talk pure foolishness. I am thankful for the wheelchair and we can now move him about now. I am happy for the supply of food and there was no food in the house. The money will also help us too, said Rampassard. Miller, who was contracted by a friend to remove parasitic plants and other forms of vegetation from the JPS power lines, reportedly came in contact with one of the high-tension wires and was struck. He reportedly fell and hit his head on the ground and lost consciousness. He was rushed to the Port Antonio Hospital following the incident in September 2021, but was later transferred to the Kingston Public Hospital. At the time of the incident, Miller's friend reportedly had an existing contract with JPS to remove overhanging trees and other forms of vegetation from power lines. Meanwhile, Green, who said that she only learned of the challenges facing the family less than 2 days ago, told the news that she is more than happy to help, especially given the circumstances which led to Miller suffering such serious injuries, and also that he was the breadwinner of the family that is now facing serious economic hardships. There are children living in that household that were very hungry, and it was rather frustrating for the mother, said Green. I am hoping that other persons will come on board to assist this family with basic food items, as there is definitely a need to help. Additionally, I was told that the young man has to go to Montego Bay to see a specialist 3 times per week, but the family cannot afford it. He suffered serious brain damage and really needs help. I am appealing to the people of Jamaica to see how best they can help this family, she added. Anyone willing to help may contact Esme Rampassard at 876-221-6632. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.